Welcome back. Now, earlier we did say that you are a card-carrying member of the Opposition All Progressives Congress. But do you have like an official role in that party?
I do not have an official role in APC.
And yet, you seem to be at every strategic meeting. People see you on stage, hobnobbing with leaders of the party, and you seem to exercise a certain, if you like, degree of influence, or you are close to those who are sort of leaders of the party. Why is that?
I've been in opposition politics from 2010. I contested in the Federal House of Representatives general elections in 2011 under the platform of Congress for Progressive Change, which is one of the merging parties that formed All Progressives Congress. So with my historic role within the CPC and my contacts with the leaders of the party from CPC, that is what is enabling me.
Did you play any role in the merger, during the merger? Were you sort of part of the team that held conversations that led to the parties coming together?
Well, I wasn't part of the merger committee, but I was part of the informal discussions that led to the merger of the CPC, ANPP to form APC.
Okay, so you did say that in 2011 you ran for office even though you lost under the CPC. Why aren't you running again in 2015? What has sort of decided you against seeking public office for the second time?
I believe that we can add value to a political party, not necessarily in election position. I have noted some of the challenges that were in CPC had to do with the administration and the strategy and the content of the party. So I believe we need to do a lot in building a very strong party by having strong administrative team that is able to define strategies, define policies, which is why I felt that I would not contest. I would focus on working with the party machinery to build a strong platform that has a lot of intellectual content and capacity.
And so that's the work you're doing now.
That's what I'm doing behind the scenes, yes.
Now, party has elected General Muhammadu Buhari as its flag bearer, and you believe he should be Nigeria's president. Why?
We find ourselves in Nigeria in a situation where we need to have a commander-in-chief that will take charge. Some of the concerns that are burning in the minds of Nigerians has to do with security, has to do with unemployment, and I have a strong belief that General Buhari will be able to bring that to the table.
He's been head of state before. He's not a young man. Nigeria, a country with a population of 150, some say up to 160 million people. Why do we have to keep coming back to people who've ruled Nigeria before? Why can't we go for, if you like, younger, fresher, more vigorous set of people? Why someone who's been there before?
Well, what we have done with APC is to have a transparent primary elections. Indeed, if you had followed, you will see that there were younger candidates, and we had 5 people that were vying for the office, and our delegates came and they voted in a very transparent manner to show that this is a person that they want to lead them. So indeed, the party in no way imposed or had a consensus with a candidate, but everybody that was interested in the office came out and vied for it, and General Buhari won the free and fair primary elections to be the flag bearer for the party.
There are people who believe he's not electable. Not electable, one, because some people see him as being quite Islamic, and with the issues going on with Boko Haram, people are afraid of people who you know, for whom religion is a key part of their lives. What do you say to people like that?
Well, when it comes to the issue of Buhari being fundamentalist, it's a perception that has been created by people in their minds. He's in no way an Islamic fundamentalist. He's a very generous person that has a free position. He in no way promotes or advocates religion in that manner. If you might have seen some of the comments about the issue of a proposal of having Friday as a public holiday, and he was head of state then, and he said there's nowhere where it was cited in the Quran or Hadith that should be done. So he refused that. General Buhari is in no way how he's being depicted.
General Muhammadu Buhari has tried 3 times and failed to become the president of Nigeria. And it seems as if Nigerians have made up their mind they don't want him to be president.
It's important to know that he vied to be president under a political party that had a strong base just within the northern region. So his coming out with APC is an entirely different type of election. The political party has footsteps across the whole of the country. And for us, it's beyond the candidate, is more to do with all of us within APC have a progressive mind, have a definitive manifesto of what we want to be done. And we believe General Buhari will facilitate the implementation of that manifesto.
Now, you've said this perception of General Buhari being an Islamist is just a perception and is not rooted in any truth. Do you think he has the capacity, given that he's a Muslim, to take on Boko Haram decisively and defeat them? Because they claim to be Muslims fighting for an Islamic type of state.
Absolutely. General Buhari has that capacity to take on Boko Haram and bring the whole insurgency to an end. When people say he's sympathetic to Boko Haram, it's completely incorrect. You're aware of an attack that was done on his life. He had a suicide bomber that had attacked him on a journey. So when people say that, it's something that is completely incorrect. We have severally seen him come out to talk about the fact that this insurgency has to be nipped at its root, and he's somebody that has the capacity to do that. With his history of being a general in the army, having fought in the war, he would be able to end the insurgency for all of us.
What makes you different from the PDP? Because in people's minds, actually, there's not much difference, especially because we've seen a lot of crisscrossing, you know, people from APC going to PDP, people from PDP coming to APC. And so it seems, again, it's just the Nigerian political elite carrying different labels, but at the end of the day, recycling the same set of people.
Well, some of the crisscross that you might see are people that believe that PDP is not doing the right thing. There is no transparency in PDP, which is what made them move to APC. And within the context...
And then move back to PDP. For example, we've seen Mr. Tommy Kime, you know, who I remember played a very prominent role as your first, during the merger. And then as your first ever conference, you know, very public, very visible, and now he's back in the PDP again. It doesn't encourage confidence on the part of Nigerians, you know, for political parties.
Well, if you see the strength of what APC is bringing to the table when it comes to our manifesto, we have a detailed document which says exactly what we intend to do across the tiers of government. So while people might tout the fact that APC and PDP are just election platforms, but you can see that within the context of the APC states, you can see a visible difference. When you pick up Lagos State, for example, this is a state that has been in opposition politics. You can see the visible, remarkable work that has been done by Governor Fashola. You can also see what has been done in Kano.
There are those who argue that actually Lagos is just average, and the only reason it looks good is because we live in a country where largely, you know, things don't get done.
Yeah, but
so using the word remarkable might not sit too well with a lot of people.
Well, it is remarkable within the context of the other states. While we believe Lagos could have done more, to the extent that there are other issues that people are concerned about, but when you look at the broader context of other states in the country, you have to give Lagos State the remarkable position that they've done very well. You can also see Kano State. Kano State has done a lot of work. They've been able to improve on their infrastructure and education tremendously. So while people might try to say APC and PDP are the same, but when you have a chart of the states that have improved significantly within the last years, you can see that a lot of them are APC.
So we already know that, you know, the president and the vice president are the people who are sort of going to be on the PDP ticket. With the APC, you've elected General Muhammadu Buhari, but we're still not clear who the running mate is going to be. Do you have any ideas on who your party is going to settle for?
The party leaders are working right now on how to work on identifying who would be the running mate for General Buhari.
What was the criteria? What are they looking at?
Well, we have broad criteria on what the candidates that need to have spread across the geopolitical zones. We have to be mindful of having a spread. We have to take into consideration the electorate. We have to take into consideration capacity, even though all our candidates that are shortlisted within that realm have capacity for.
Who are the shortlisted candidates?
Well, it's more like a perception shortlist, because when you look at the hierarchy or the people that could be considered, you can have some of the second-term governors within the APC, you can have some of party leaders, so those constitute the shortlist that are being considered for the running mate.
When will we know?
Well, by 17th, we should know, because the deadline for the submission of the nomination is on the 18th of December.
Do you know what the candidates who lost the primary elections to General Muhammadu Buhari are doing right now and what their state of mind is?
There has been a very wonderful acknowledgement by all the candidates that the election was conducted in a free and fair manner. All of them are very embracing of the fact that he emerged. We're working with every candidate on building a strong platform as we go into the elections. This is the beauty of a transparent election.
Let us take a break. When we return, we walk down memory lane and examine Hadiza's upbringing and how the radicalism of her father, Dr. Bala Usman, has influenced her own life. Don't go away.